Our next speaker, Matthew Nelson. What was I thinking? What was I thinking, Matthew Nelson?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Why not? It's only, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, this is going to be fun. See, these are ingredients into a dish that I like to call, oh my God, what was I thinking? I had a similar experience with this dish, and most of us have eaten out of this dish several times, especially at buffet lines. We get second and third helpings, right? I had the similar thoughts when I was selected, coerced, manipulated into giving a funny speech. What was I thinking? But this story all starts on a Saturday afternoon. I'm sitting in an Herbalife Success Training Seminar, also known as an STS, which they proposed a promotion video. And what I saw from that was the STS standing for, hey, sign up for the triathlon, sucker. So of course I did. Why not? It's only half a mile. It's only 14 miles biking. It's only 3 miles running. What's the worst that could happen? This is going to be fun. So I trained, vigorously trained. For my very first, what's the better way to do that? Watch YouTube videos, of course. People do it all over the place. So I thought, why not? And I watched a lot of videos. Race day came a lot faster than I anticipated. I had months, but of course I was busy watching videos. So my days on the road and in the gym were limited based on how much videos I needed to watch. But as a triathlete, there's certain equipment that you should have to help you better prepare, be a little faster. The whole thing about timing kind of eluded me. So instead of the slick, sleek wetsuit that everybody else was wearing, I chose, because I wanted to look really good in all the selfies I was going to take, I slithered into my spandex. I thought that would be enough. Right? Wouldn't you think the same? And yet I was always curious why I got the looks when I went shopping for these particular spandex. I know it's the women's section, but come on, it's not exclusive to you guys. It's my first time. Give me a break. I needed something. So at the first transition was set, my bike is finally racked, and I'm laid out, and my nerves are going crazy. And I decided to go down and get my goggles wet and get splash water in my face and get used to the water. When all of a sudden I look over to the left, and the start has already begun. People are in the water, and they look like sardines. Water's going everywhere. It's crazy. It's mayhem. And yet I realized then that was a really bad idea to look over there, because all those videos I watched were those guys, the professionals. I didn't watch any videos by first-time amateur instructional videos, because what I would have seen on those particular videos was a guy wiping tears from his eyes, pretending that he just splashed water on his goggles. Clearly seeing the course from way up above or on the beach, it's a lot different than at exact sea level. When I started out, I thought I was doing pretty good. I got about 50, maybe 20, maybe 10 yards. Let's just call it 10 yards, when I thought I was doing really good. Like, I had this triathlon packed. I was ready. And yet, panic seems to have a little bit better swimming stroke than I do, because it caught up to me extremely quick. And I looked at that first buoy and I thought, man, that thing keeps going to Catalina for some reason, and that's not where I want to end up. So I finally get to the first buoy, and there's a lifeguard sitting on her board. And I decided to round the buoy instead of sitting and chatting with her. And I started going to the right, and all of a sudden, to the left, I'm sorry. And all of a sudden, I see her coming up behind me very, very quickly. And I'm thinking to myself, am I drowning right now? And I don't realize it? Or is my stroke so bad, my doggy paddle, not an efficient way to swim half a mile? That's all I had? Am I drowning? And yet, my panic quickly subsided as I realized she was going past me to somebody else that was drowning. And as I passed them, I thought, man, this could be me in just a few more seconds. I need to calm myself down. I'm deathly afraid of sharks. Deathly afraid of sharks. I don't surf because of sharks. And yet, this was the first time in my life I really wanted to see a shark circling, preferably somebody else, so that I might be able to get rescued without penalty. So I get out of the water, which walking out of the water was much better than being dragged out or carried out by David Hasselhoff, of all people. That's what came to my mind, the Baywatch commercials. So I made the transition to my bike, and I knew this was my strongest point. I knew I had it if I could just get out of the water and get to my bike. And I was good for about the first 8 miles. Until I reached Chinatown. At which point I looked to my left, and there's a small, elderly Chinese gentleman wearing sandals running alongside of me. I'm thinking, are you serious? Am I actually in a race right now, or am I still at the gym on the stationary bike? This is crazy. So I thought, I need to change gears and get away from this guy. He's making me look really bad right now. And as I sped up a little bit, I run into the 91-year-old gentleman that's in the competition. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy is beating me right now. Are you serious? I decided I wouldn't stop and chat with him because I didn't want to be that guy that caused him to crash and end his long, illustrious career as a triathlete. I don't want to be that guy. So I pedaled on. Only to get to downtown LA, where I disembarked on my bicycle, strapped my shoes, running shoes on, and decided to head for the hills of downtown Los Angeles. There, it seemed like I was in the Rocky movie. I wasn't, but they were playing the song, so I had no choice except to do this on the top of the stairs. Although I think I should have maybe waited until I ran, because that exerted a lot of energy, which I still needed. I'm not a runner. And yet, I got really excited. And so I crossed the finish line, and there is a tremendous amount of hooray and hurrah, and, well, that's just in my mind. They just announced my name as I crossed the finish line, which I thought was really cool. I've never had my name addressed over a PA system before, which was fantastic. But I thought there should be some more drama here, so maybe I should collapse, or do I need to go behind a barrel and throw up or something, so at least it makes it look like I expended, like I did really good. And then somebody said something about an Ironman in Hawaii. And again, I thought, why not? I just finished my second triathlon on Sunday, this last Sunday. So I'm thinking, why not a triathlon? It's only 70 miles. This will be fun. I may never learn. What was I thinking? Thank you.